Hello, this is Gabriel Grania, and I'm here to talk to you today about the Chapel Hill Public Library. I chose the Chapel Hill Public Library because I moved to Carrboro recently, which is, of course, very close to Chapel Hill, and I teach in Chapel Hill Carrboro schools. So the students have told me that it's quite a nice library, as have some of my colleagues. So I decided to check it out. I, of course, started with the website, and I noticed immediately that it was easy to use and intuitive. The navigation bar, a green strip towards the top of the screen, features a drop-down menu with various links that you can click on to find out more about how to use the library, the history of the library, and even to access the catalog. However, in the upper right-hand corner, there is also a search bar for the catalog, so you can get immediate access to the resources you're looking for if you already know what you're looking for. The library also uses the Dewey Decimal System. So here's a screen grab of the actual front page of the website. As you can see, it's very clean, and it's got some different photos up there, as well as a section right beneath the photos that scrolls to feature different programs that are going on at the library. So now let me talk about the physical library itself. Almost as soon as you enter the space, you see the circulation desk off to your left, and just beyond it, the stacks. Punctuating that area of the stacks, you'll find computers, very strategically placed to provide access to the library's catalog. There's very clear signage, and it's pretty obvious as you see people using them very quickly and then moving on, that this is where you'd want to search for your books, just in case the person working the circulation desk is busy at the moment. Off to the right of the library entrance, there's actually this display for Banned Books Week. Now, these are actually Banned Books trading cards. Well, this is the artwork for the Banned Books trading cards that the library does every year. So local artists actually design new covers for books that have been frequently challenged or banned. The winning designs actually make it onto trading cards that are distributed to library patrons, with one being unveiled each day of the week. On the back of the trading cards, you actually have some information about the banned book itself, and then why the artist chose this book, and really a brief summary of what their artwork represents. It's a very neat opportunity provided by the library, and if we have time in class, I can show you guys a few of those cards. I actually have them ready for me at work, so I can share them with my students in the school. It's just one way that I'm trying to collaborate with the public library. So the children's area is actually just beyond the entrance. It's very clear that it's a children's area. If you notice to the left, that picture is in one corner of the children's space. It's some very comfortable seating along with these trees. I really wanted to try to fit inside the tree, but the librarian kind of gave me a crooked glance when I did that. Anyway, up to the right, there's some of the signage you can see on the ends of the library shelving that are very, very clear indicators of what you'll find in each section. I think for kids, it's a very easy way to access the materials, and for parents as well. The picture down to the right is the children's section circulation desk. And the two people there are actually people I know quite well. The one on the right is my girlfriend Ashley, and the one to the left is Stephen Ashley, who is the librarian for Chapel Hill High School. So the signage was very clear as well. I thought that they did a really efficient job with their signage. It looks pretty small compared to the shelves, but they actually stand out quite a bit with the amount of lighting you see in there, and that white contrasting the wood finish of some of the shelves. It's actually pretty easy to know what section you're in and to find the section. So for instance, the fiction sign is up at the top of the shelves, which is roughly at my eye height. Well, to be honest, probably a little bit higher than that. And then the science fiction sign, as you notice in the picture to the right, is actually coming off the side of the shelves. So once you're in the fiction section, you see these subgenre signs popping up here and there. And some of them are also at about chest height. So for the audiobooks and the DVDs, you notice in the lower left-hand corner, the signs are a little bit lower. But again, they punctuate the landscape in such a way that it's very easy to tell where you are and very easy to look for a different section if you don't quite know how to navigate the space. I liked the foreign language section. I thought that its placement was perfect. It's actually right behind the circulation desk, which I would imagine was done so that if someone comes in who doesn't speak English, it's pretty easy to point them to the resources that they can more easily access. The one thing that I do wish were different about the foreign language section would be additional signage. So you do notice that you're in the foreign language section. It's pretty clear where it is, and the labels tell you what language the book is in. However, I do wish that it would show you where one language ended and the other began. Now, the space on the shelving somewhat indicates it, but I think additional signage would really be helpful, perhaps to someone studying languages or someone who spoke a variety of different languages, or even someone like me who's doing a report on the layout of the library. Again, I do like the proximity to the circulation desk and also some of the resources available in the area. So there were some flyers actually about domestic abuse, and they had these flyers in Spanish and in a few other languages. I don't quite remember which ones they had. But again, it was nice to see the full range of services provided by the library kind of encapsulated in this one area that really made access the priority. So a few other areas of note that I found interesting. The periodicals room, it was behind glass. It's its own quiet reading room, which has a few desks, including the one you see before you, and some chairs. So, you've got your magazines and you've got your newspapers. And it actually has an extensive timeline of Chapel Hill related news, various periodicals going way back in time, to let you know the full history of Chapel Hill. Chapel Hill, obviously a city that takes pride in its history. Up in the upper right hand corner, there's a poem that someone has made into this giant poster, if you will, but it's got this beautiful mosaic of colors. Off to the left, there's a smaller sign that you can see that actually tells you spells out the full poem with better spacing, let's say, because it is quite difficult to read it like this. And then beneath it, there's a banned books display. Again, shortly after you walk in, you see that. And it's nice to have not only the trading card display on one wall, but also a more traditional access point to get to some of these books. So a few other items worthy of note, I thought, were that, again, the computers are found to access the catalog. The signage is very clear. You know exactly where to look. And also the way that they break up the shelves and where they're placed among the shelves really gives you access to the catalog no matter where you are in the library space. The genealogy section, they actually have it on microfilm and in the appropriate Dewey section, but there's this this society called the Orange Chapel Hill Genealogy Society. That's Orange County and Chapel Hill, which actually handles the bulk of the genealogy work and storage. So the reference librarian was actually very quick to point out the name of this organization and even essentially wanted to provide me with access to them. I told her that I didn't really need to for right now, but if I were curious and wanted to do further research, it's very clear where I would go. And so finally, I thought that the navigation in general of the library and the website was very straightforward. So the fact that the circulation desk is central to the space really leads to that ease of navigation. Even as you go down to the lower floor, where they have more of the nonfiction, the traditional Dewey sections, the desk is visible as soon as you get down to the second flight of stairs. So you know exactly where to go if you're looking for something. And I thought that was very much conducive to easily accessing the catalog and to finding the resources you needed. The fiction subgenres are clearly labeled, which I like. And obviously the Dewey organization is made easy to understand. The signage is immediate, it's bright, and again, there are catalogs all over. Rather, computers with access to the catalog all over the library for ease of use. Thank you very much for listening.